Thanks for watching Here to Stay TV. I'm Glenn Hausman, and I am coming at you from the roof of the AKA Wall Street in beautiful New York City. I have with me Mr. Larry Korman, co-CEO of the Korman Communities, as well as the AKA brand, where you're president. Great to see you.
Great to see you, Glenn. Thank you.
I'm absolutely loving this space. How many people can say they've got an amazing service department building in Wall Street with such incredible views?
Not many. This was a beautiful project to work on. I think we got here a little before the puck had skated to this area, but I think it's all blooming with World Trade Center, Brookfield Place, all these Oculus, the downtown area. So I think it's a good time to be here, and it's a beautiful view.
Yes, it absolutely is. And you know, this is not your first project. AKA is an established brand. A lot of people know who it is, but even so, your family has a long, rich tradition of creating these types of properties long before anyone even know what they were.
AKA emanates from Philadelphia.
Yep.
It's our sixth property in New York City, so we're well founded in New York City, but the evolution has come over 4 generations, 100 years. It started with my grandfather building a high-rise in Philadelphia. It was pie-shaped apartments, and my father was given the task of running that up in a city that really did not relate well to pie-shaped apartments.
It would have worked out better if Trivial Pursuit had originally come out. Then everyone would have liked it, I think, a little bit more.
Well, it gave him the opportunity to acknowledge and recognize an unmet need in the residential hospitality arena, that there was a daily hotel stay and an annual apartment stay, but there was nothing really in between. So people started coming in. I could stay there 3-4 months. Could you get me some furniture, a toaster? How about housekeeping? Yeah. So it really evolved out of a mistake. And over that time period, we created Korman Suites, which was branding all 23 apartment communities to be furnished apartments, and then taking it to the next iteration. And I think AK is the full expression of the service residence, hotel residence concept.
So what we're really talking about is it was kind of grown organically by nature. You know, an accidental success story that then you were able to perfect and turn into a major organization.
I think that's really the difference between us and many newcomers to the field is, and I compare it to Vegas and Macau. Right. You can hire designers and build a Macau, but it doesn't have the same DNA or spirit or soul that a Vegas has, that evolved over time through mistakes. And I think that breadth and depth of experience has allowed us to weather storms, not have high highs or low lows. So I think we really understand and have our fingers on the pulse of this business, what people are looking for, and can better anticipate maybe the things down the road that we ought to be doing to evolve to that next level.
Okay, so as we're recording this interview in the spring of 2018, I'm starting to get a sense that the industry is in a transformational period. How do you see it right now, and how does that change what you're doing at AKA?
One is, we've always envisioned AK to be a global brand. We really want to start taking our offering beyond just North America to Europe, to Asia. I think those markets have always understood the concept of traveling, holiday, living like a local. I think Americans, thanks to Airbnb in some ways, have recognized this value of a residence over a room. So I think what we're trying to do is anticipate the next generation of global traveler, what they're looking for, respond domestically and internationally to that new movement. Flexibility being a key part of it also.
So you have properties here in New York, of course, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., Los Angeles, even in London and others as well. So when you're catering to the global traveler, what is the common threads that they're all looking for? And then how do you go ahead and cater towards the individual needs of people coming from different cultures and countries?
I think one of the commonalities is being under 100 suites per property, not being oversized.
Right.
Having that sense of anonymity, that if they're in a production company, not feeling like they're on a silver platter. I think having the spaciousness of a full residence, a spectacular bed that you would get at a 4-star hotel, coupled with a great kitchen, living room, amenities and services that are geared towards resort hotels, coupling all that together so you're offering them something they couldn't get from Airbnb and could not get from a hotel.
Right, and this definitely feels like it's a mix of both, between how gorgeous the suites are and how spacious they are, but you've also partnered with important restaurant companies in order to create that life and vibrancy down on the retail level.
Food and beverage is an important ingredient. So up here we've partnered with Tribeca Films, so we do great films with great filmmakers up here and have our residents take part in that. We can have people come up for a coffee in the morning or drinks at night. And then downstairs we partner with Blue Ribbon here. We've partnered with Wolfgang Puck and Spago in Beverly Hills, some of the top restaurateurs. in order to bring breakfast, lunch, dinner for those that might want to eat in their breakfast but might want to come down and have a cooked order breakfast or meal.
Well, I'm definitely a guy in the later group for sure. What other trends are you seeing that you're beginning to think about now when it comes to the service department sector?
I think our most exciting amenity we've offered forever and really hasn't gotten talked about is Live It. And that is the experiential lifestyle component where somebody, if they're going to be away from home for a month, 2 months, it's an opportunity beyond watching cable or going to the bar to do something you've always dreamt of doing.
Right.
So we're saying we know our cities better than anyone. If you wanted to learn how to play the piano, learn how to cook, learn how to sleep better, anything you can envision, our version of Fantasy Island, we can make happen for you during your stay.
Well, hopefully it'll work out better for me than anyone else that's dealt with Mr. Rourke, because he was very tricky, that guy, right? You always ask for one thing, and then he totally gives you not what you want.
And we have charcoal, so it's not white.
Right. I like that. But do you have a sidekick with a great accent? That's what I want to know.
Tattoo. At every property, there's a resident guest experience manager who's there for that sole purpose, 24/7 of creating beyond what a concierge could do, getting food tickets or show tickets. It's really a lifestyle experiential offering.
Could you give me an example of then how you're meeting the lifestyles of some of your travelers here in New York City? What's one cool story, one cool experience that you were able to deliver to somebody?
There's a lot of cool experiences, and I immediately think of a family with a child who's going through something tough, and being able to come back to a residence versus a hotel, having privacy, being able to go to the pool, have food brought up. That's why I think food and beverage.
Right.
But I really do think that this concept of anonymity, that whoever is staying with us is dealing with some form of chaos in their life, a divorce, away from family, somebody's sick, something like that. So to be able to deliver in the most ethereal way, calm, this level of tranquility, and our design, everything's geared towards that.
So it sounds to me, Larry, that like you're here, but you're not omnipresent. You find a nice
under
balance.
that radar.
Yeah, you find a nice balance between service and privacy.
I think for PR, for advertising, we have so many people who stay with us in the entertainment industry that we've made it so that they have that level of privacy, so we don't tell people who's here. I think other hotels have compromised that by doing that. So it's not like we've taken advantage of that free PR. We want to remain under the radar, and we value word of mouth. So we do try to let people know we're here, and we're trying to do it virtually with our website. We partner with some key groups. We're talking to Mom, we're talking to AK, to Airbnb. So it's a gamut, a realm of who we're trying to form collaborations with to communicate in that way. But globally, we're trying to communicate who we are, what we offer, how we differentiate, and then connect that way. It's always a challenge in a crowded playing field.
But I would say it's not just a crowded playing field, but you're having to educate the consumer on the entire segment, right?
That is really well said. That has been the challenge early on, and it's in some ways Airbnb helped us domestically.
I think so.
Internationally, we're trying to explain that we're buying these condominiums, we're adding these hotel services, these resort amenities, and we're unique. We're this little blue ocean. But I think slowly people have understood this, but it was a very tough process because you're explaining something, educating at the same time trying to sell. So it's a great observation.
So you've got a great property now up at Central Park. You're going to have another one here downtown within the next year or so. What other locations are you thinking about? And where do you feel it's important for you to be with AKA?
We're opening up a new property in Tribeca, New York, and a new property in West Hollywood this year.
Nice.
We're looking at opening up properties in London and Paris, Sydney, Dubai, Miami, San Fran, Chicago, Boston. We really want to grow. Not all of them. Some would be like a San Sebastian. So we're really looking for places where people want to be, try and skate to where the puck's going to be in terms of where people would be transient. And we really are learning from our clientele. At DC, there's a group that said Brussels is a great location. So there are different places we're looking in Asia and Europe that we feel would be a good fit for AKA.
Excellent. Anything else that you want to add?
No, just that I really appreciate you doing this interview and the industry, the SAS industry, really highlighting and playing up this concept of hotel residence, service residence, above and beyond just extended stay, which has its own separate meaning.
Absolutely. And I think the big message to take away is something that you said was, don't think about where the puck is now, go to where you know it's going to be and skate and meet it over there.
And as I said to you earlier, don't just visit, live it.
Yep, I love it. So I think that pretty much says it all for Larry Korman and myself, Glenn Hausman. Thanks for watching Here to Stay TV.